Very unassuming building, business-wise looking. It is a residence. But I'm on some really good antibiotics, so I think that seems to be doing its job. It's the inflammation there, that's the sensitive part, is going down substantially, quite quickly actually, to my surprise, versus just a regular antibiotic. The doctor has me on Levaquin, so for 10 days, so that should be it. The drainage, what the hell is going on back there? The drainage is still pretty consistent, still really hasn't changed color, so I think this is like the third day I'm on it. I lost so much time thinking. One second. So this situation here in California is really going to blow up, I think. The weather's not so bad, but I've seen locally here that there's just going to be a bigger influx, I think, as soon as, as early as, I'd say, maybe starting, I've already seen it, but I think even a heavier flow, February. February is a good time for a lot of transients to start making their move out here to the West Coast. I say that because I know that, so I've come across a lot of people who just have that kind of lifestyle on their own accord, not the ones that are forced, the ones that choose it prior to all this crap. But and they tell me about February is about the best time to start moving to the west and everything, and March you really start to see it. So by the time summer rolls around, yeah, it's another open thing. But especially now with the migrant situations on the bus, a lot more migrants. Now this is not against the migrants. This is, humans are humans. They're going to do what they're going to do in that sense, especially trying to get better living, trying to flee to a better country for them to start an opportunity. This is why I say that we Americans have long taken our shit, and especially our education, for granted. See a lot of these stupid, especially on YouTube, just check it out, where a lot of these independent channels, especially conservatives, mainly conservative is from what I've seen, they go to the campuses here locally, USC, UCLA, and they ask these kids these common questions that I've pretty much had already political wise learned like in 5th, 6th, 7th grade. And yet it's like, you just graduated high school not too long ago, now you're junior, sophomore, senior, and this is your answer, really, given the circumstances, everything, and you're the one that's going out into this world, and you're going to be taking care of me or your parents. This is really scary. It's really scary. So that, with that commonality and the open borders and all this other crap, see, and there's still a fine line between that. Not really too sure the court order put a stop or let go and everything that a lot of us had seen. Well, with the president of Mexico, he was being kind of sarcastic. The way he led off with being the first president of not even building 1 meter of wall, that kind of, from the language and everything, that's spoken as sarcasm, basically saying you haven't really done your shit, so hey, thank you, you get the Oscar, so being the biggest schmuck, and even though the welcoming and blah blah, there was, the language spoken was still very sarcastic, and eloquently the way we do it. I think people from Spain do it ever so more eloquently. That would be my version of a southerner being ever so kind and trying to give you the middle finger, and also saying casual southern things, you know, like the common, oh, well, bless your little heart. Good, you're such an idiot. But, you know, that's the way I saw. So, especially a lot of the Democrat channels were saying, oh, see, how, yeah, everything that Biden's been doing has just been just right. I don't think you can hear that. It's just, anyways, just a lot more mental illness out here. And the lack of medical care here is not really, like I said, you know, I keep talking about this, it's going to be bad. A lot of medical professionals are going to be fleeing because they don't want to be stuck with the responsibility of all this. And if there's any decent medical doctors here in California still practicing after what Newsom's been doing, yeah, that oath is null and void, and everything that you practice and came out into the market for now causing and inflicting harm to people, I think you can be pretty much cancel your license and your degree as an MD. In my classification, if someone prior to this originally were to do that, yeah, they'd be stripped of their medical license and just labeled a heretic. Oh, it didn't. You know, and especially if it was a conservative doctor, he would be, oh, see, and then they would bring in the whole war crimes and comparisons and all this other stuff. It's just, the politics out here are just really crazy. And I've been spending for the last couple of days, because I can't really travel too far, just with her, the ceiling, you know, and the drinking, all these names, all these new names that are appearing on the mail that are coming to this address, because I get the postal warning. It's just, yeah. The granddaughter is back and fully used. There's at least a good, now about 8 names, and probably rising, easy to assume, people other than the 3 of us legally that are receiving mail at that house. I let the landlord know, and also I texted the landlord. I go, well, you know what, you're going to definitely need a police chaperone and trying to remove these people, because if anything, if they find out they're getting evicted, worst case scenario is that they're going to retaliate and cause damage to the house or whatever. It's just because that's the way it is. Especially her youngest kid loves to be physical and cause destructions. And after seeing that altercation, that domestic altercation with him and his girlfriend involving Carla in the driveway, you know, it's just, this is the epitome of insanity. There's nothing ever going to change, you know, other than maybe increasing in volume. Nothing's going to change, and it's just so bad. Okay, let's get this crap done, and plus I want to see how much eggs are. I need to get eggs. This is what I get, lactose-free milk. It is substantially a lot less usually at the Vallarta, even for the name brand. It's usually $5 over there at Vallarta. Look at this. You know, prior to the lockdown, it wasn't that long ago, I was paying $1.79 for 1 dozen eggs, and even that they were hard to find. I was really impressed. I mean, I did a whole video I was pissed. I was on a tirade, and I got to Smart and Final down the street from me, and there was a whole line, and I said, "Fuck it, I had it." But no, this is just really ridiculous. I didn't look at the price of the regular milk. If that's, you know, if you look at the lactose free is kind of like what I judge as far as dairy, but things are still. Target kind of has a fluctuation. Surprisingly enough, some of their stuff here is much more expensive than it is at Vallarta. How that happens, I don't know. But yogurt is still kind of pretty much decent. I like the Wii. Don't like any of the gritty, bodily fluid tasting Greek yogurt. I don't like grit in my yogurt. And the Yoplait. And the Yoplait is what I like the most. And regular yogurt. But 75 cents each one. Still not bad. But the Greek yogurt, even during the lockdown when I was at Target, all of this, all the non-real foods, plant-based, imitation soy, was still on the shelf. Everybody was buying real meat, whole milk, the silk milk products, the almond, the breeze, or whatever, all that crap. That was still heavily on the shelves. Candy above anything else. Children and parents alike, or adults. Soda pop and healthy drinks were still aplenty on the shelves. So, you know, that's a multi-billion-dollar business. But even now, I can see they're rotating stock. So, yeah, I don't miss this set. That's about the portion size at the moment. That's a bit depressing. I almost forgot I gotta get honey. Honey's gotten so expensive. You know, honey's always been an expensive item, but and I do understand its cost. Let's see. That's pretty much about it. Budget all the way. With the exception of this is another thing that just blows my mind. Please let me know how much of this stuff is it expensive in your area, because it's about $5-6 at Vallarta. I think it's $6, almost $7. Okay, here we go. So milk is not too bad, but still far from. Just not too long ago, I was paying easily $3. But I usually try to see, even with the Fairlife 2, I can get away with that because it's got reduced sugar. That's still not bad. Vallarta, that's $5. So bacon's not too bad here. Coffee creamer, that's kind of expensive here. I'd say I've always long switched to the generic brand, but yeah, like at Vallarta, the large thing of Coffee Mate is like $6, almost $7. It did get $7 at one time, so that's outrageous. Candy is just crazy too. All right, time to get out to the just getting my change of my receipt handed back to me, and the one lady that the gentleman was trying to tell the situation, person in charge, I guess, lead cashier. It's not really such a thing, but she didn't see me and went to the cashier that I was being tended by. I said, "Oh, Did you see that? They were complaining about that, blah, blah, and made fun of the customer. Made fun of the customer. Bitched about him because the gentleman and his 2 sons, or 3 sons, look at this. This is really just upsetting. The degradation of society. The degradation from society is one that is to be expected. But the least of degradation in society that is to be expected is from professionals, right? Professionals not only in business, office, local authorities, but also that applies to businesses that deal with the general public. I understand the level of frustration because I experienced it too. But honestly, also, you kind of also have to be a little careful, be aware of this. Now, going back to when I was at Target, yeah, we'd be snarking, oh my God. But we always went to where we congregated, where everybody met at the hub over by the customer service. You know, it's like, holy crap, you know, and we can hear the codes and over the PA, and it's like, what happened? Oh, it's like, oh yeah, I saw that cat earlier, you know. And they would look kind of funny, but I wasn't sure until, you know, the person exited. But no, right off the bat, they can't wait. So I fucking hate that. And on top of everything else, we have to pay these exorbitant prices to get this kind of crap. Fuck. All right, I still gotta go back to Vallarta and go get a couple other things. Let's go find out what that's expensive over there. This is what I mean. I wasn't joking. Yeah, it's significantly more over here. See, look at that. Creamer was like, that international was 3 something. This was 4 something over at Target. But juice is relatively okay still. Lately I've been wanting to get orange juice. And this is the egg situation.
18 on 1, 18 on 1.
I still got to get eggs. No, I don't. I'm back. Ooh. I had an incident over here as I was checking out at the self-checkout. I rather like those now. It's just that there's, I don't know. There was a gentleman, I guess he was caught shoplifting, causing some ruckus out front and stuff like that. It's bad enough you're gonna steal something, but you know, kind of like, you know, get yourself off the property and then, you know. The vaccine did its job, along with the air. Or as a lot of us creators are starting to say, coof, as reference. That's another thing why I got a serious redwood up my, you know what, YouTube has really instructed a lot of new things in it. There's going to be a lot of people that it's affecting. We really have to bite our teeth in what we say now, ever more restrictive, you know. And I understand, but in the beginning, YouTube was supposed to be a partnership. Henceforth, it was called the partnership program. You know, as long as you give me a platform to post my content within reason, you know, as long as it's not too gross, nasty, and sexually explicit, and, you know, just being proper, just being a proper person, both young and adult. But now some of their new rules are going to be applied to retroactive videos. So it's just, I don't have too much to worry about since I'm not monetized, because violations now are going to cause videos to be demonetized if you you get a strike, and especially it'll be stricken as long as also if you don't take it off and re-edit or just take it down personally, it won't be monetized. Now you're going to get so many more strikes, and then you're off the channel, and that also includes your content, so you won't have access regardless. You know, that's just kind of like a stupid contractual thing. So back up your videos, you know, going forward now. If it's moments that you really liked and treasured and stuff like that for your own personal keep, definitely back it up, or just back it up in general. So it's just nuts. I'll put some links down below. I've also excuse me, the nose is really runny. I've also, these last few days, I've been just kind of missing Wisconsin a lot. Stevens Point, Wisconsin, namely. You know, so I've been perusing through the real estate pages and stuff like that. Remax is my preference of real estate agent. This is not a paid endorsement in any way. It's just my preference. So, and I'm looking at, and at the first page, I'll put a link down below, definitely. That opens up, and I'm like, oh man, I could get sick. I think, what is it? The average media now is 2.8 mil for a home here. Maybe 2 and 2, 3 and 2, depending also. And there's going to be one video that explains how California and LA, namely, is just ridiculous to buy into in this market. It doesn't matter if it goes down or whatever. It's just, if you live in big cities like this, in New York, and you have apartment condos in Chicago and just densely populated cities, I remember there was a time that I kind of wanted a home in San Francisco, but everyone's just up the wazoo in that. There's no elbow room. But here you have land. Lands don't really have, we don't have fences out in that part of the country. And cost-wise, it's still relatively okay, you know. Scarcity, yeah. Prices, some prices are a lot more expensive. Eggs in some areas over there are a lot more expensive than they are over here. So, but still, for the bottom dollar, and the investment in property and home, and a better decent amount of taxes too. Your taxes out here in California are just, you're and the fact now that California has an easier means of seizing your property. No, there's just too much. The big thing here is eminent right. And if you know what that word is, if you know what that phrase means, it's pretty bad. Oh, I feel so gross. I got my dressing hanging by one piece of tape. And it's just nasty. But it's just, oh man, like the first 3 homes, they're not much. They would, you'd want to invest quite a bit, namely insulation. Really stick in that good R factor. But property is just so much more better. And the street that I was living on Jefferson when I first moved there, you know, a simple 1-bedroom, 1-bath, kitchen, small little living room with a separate garage and everything, in a little kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 L-shaped property. It was great, you know, and I just walked maybe 20 feet through these little wooded areas, and boom, I'm right there at work. I'm at work. I was at work in less than 5 minutes, you know. You could spit in the air and still be at the front door, waving the fob to get into the security door, and there, see, I made it. The spit just landed. But no, it was really great. so bloody expensive. Jesus. And I know I'm going to get a lot of crap, especially from you-know-who, two people that like to nail me on this. But I put in my my notice at work. I have a myriad of tests coming up. My medical schedule is going to be substantially full. So, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It's just right now it's really, really hurting. The whole inside of my left thigh it was bruised. The bruise is getting better, but it's sensitive to the touch from the biopsy and stuff like that. So I don't know how my health is right now. I can't get a straight answer. The one doctor, my primary, is just insisting on getting the old colon, not addressing the lung factor, and I just want to altogether get the fuck out of California. So, cursing. There's a fine line between cursing. We can't curse in the opening, in the first 8 to 12 seconds of the video, and then thereafter it also has to be. God, we really have to. You can just feel the Chinese influential social laws just ever so encroaching. Anyway, my friends, I ended up buying a steak, $8. $8. I just had that taste for me. What did I get? I'm stocking up on my condiments too because they're going. A porterhouse steak for $8.16. I think it was like $5.49 a pound. That's another thing too in Wisconsin. I miss my butcher. I miss having my butcher. Everything was just so much. Drop myself nuts. Oh! That wasn't a glass of spilt milk. That was a gallon. That was a whole cow tilted of spilt milk. Wisconsin. Fuck. 9/11. We couldn't do anything economy-wise, and I'm just glad we didn't buy property in the long run because we would have had to have lost that. Though we were seriously looking, and we came pretty close. We came pretty close to buying a home out there, and the one Victorian home at that time was a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story, $64,000 on a corner lot. Beautiful, beautiful, finished basement. Had both natural gas and propane tank. 64,000. Granted, though, this was 2001, just before 9/11. So yeah, newlyweds, wide-eyed, starry-eyed, hopeful for everything and a great future and the whole thing, and a great job with the publishing company and the wife working for the hospital, and there was a whole cow spilled, knocked over. Anyway, all right, my friends, I'm gonna go in, try to fix something. Her kids and his girlfriend came over, so that means they're gonna be drinking their ass off. Hopefully it won't be too out of hand, and they'll kind of more or less just do what they're gonna do and then just kind of leave. That's all I can do. All I can do. You folks take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment, pull down your pants and slide on that ice. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Tell your friends and family about me, about us, what's going on. Yeah, it's not bad. A little gray. It's quite warm. It's nice. It's comfortable, and that's it. All right, my friends. Comments, good or bad, please post. If not, email. And I will post as soon as I can. I love you all. Stay safe and be kind.